me the road to perdition. If you don't believe me, watch me, I be breaking down this. And ready, set the game go, but the game I'm out to hit him. And I can walk away and never see a devil pissing bacon. No, these niggas get hard and pussy kidding, that's just soft. I ain't how to be soft, a gummy bear. They said sweet is too sweet. Well, sweet is right there. I break them off. I break them off. I break them off again. They say, God damn skateboard, chopper, the game I'm out. I tell them stop that. And that's just once again, it's what repetitive, and repetitive means good. And if we don't get it, then they probably live in the hood. See, half these niggas battle. I swear to copy. It's like eating BT, like EBT stand for eating better things. They ask me, I break them down. I tell a nigga pass me, especially when my hand is out and I'm hungry. Pay attention to the life. Life is hard, y'all heard me. Holla back, bitch. Sorry.
I'm surprised you didn't go, yeah, daddy.
Yeah, hey, daddy. Excuse me, Darkness?
Yes.
What was your exact birthday again?
3/2/87.
3/2/87,
yeah.
March 2nd.
March 2nd. Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Are you an Aquarius?
I'm a fishy, but I'm a Pisces, and my last name
Pisces.
is Gill. Isn't that a bitch?
Your last name's Scale?
Gill. G-R-L.
Gill.
Fish gills, like if I was to
I
be in the
was
water.
wondering what your last name was.
Yes, my last name is Gill. So if I was in the waters to be fishy, I couldn't breathe without me, right? That means two fish can't make one right. That means that Dr. Seuss was wrong, and his rhymes are right. Does that make it an oxymoron? I'm not being facetious, I'm being honest.
All I know is I'm the Lorax and I speak for the trees.
You speak for the trees, but trees can't live without water, so we go together.
You know what's this band called Wookiefoot? You ever heard of them?
No.
Well, they're on the like hippie festival scene, and I actually, this awesome costume designer in our community made me a full-size Lorax outfit, and I sang Blind Melon's No Rain with my friend doing the Bumblebee, the little Bumblebee girl, and it was the encore song of the show. It was great. We fucking tear it up.
See, nobody watches stuff that has meaning anymore. Music has lost its meaning. Shows and
you know what? That's partly why.
No, not all, but most.
No, listen. That's why I retired 2.5 years ago after 25 years of a community service. And you know what I was? I get cynical because local musician is the worst possible career you could ever tell a child to take. I mean,
most parents won't tell them to take any of it. They think it's dumb.
I sold over $2 million in liquor in 25 years. You know, the bar owners' sons and daughters are going to college, getting nice cars. Meanwhile, I'm stuck. And I quit working for the man. Uncle
Sam always wants you. It's just what it is. And it doesn't mean the government's bad once again. But
money ebbs and flows in my life.
As long as they keep us tame. EBT, food stamps, so on and so forth. Look at me. I don't have a job, right? But I'm not collecting disability
either. Do you get general assistance?
Nothing.
Why not?
Because I feel like I can work.
Right on.
If they would give me the chance.
Right on. Hey, you know what? I'm an incredible networker. And what type of work are you best at?
I've done a lot. I've done electrical work.
I can tell you're a man like me.
Paint. I've done landscaping. I've done a lot of things.
Okay, listen, right off the bat, I have a buddy who has a painting company. I have a buddy who works for a landscaping company. I have two people I can call, right? You know?
Well, you see, that's the thing. I would love that. But the way the world is set up is this. The higher hand says no and smacks you. What do? You fall.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get up. Everybody talks about Floyd, right?
Look at that.
But what about the little girl? What? A few weeks after who got shot, did she get paid? Did her family get paid? It makes me sick to think that we pick
Oh, you know
choose.
what, man?
There
Listen,
are more
dude.
white people who get killed by police officers daily, yet it's just us.
You want to hear one genocide is from the healthcare system and people like me, mental, diagnosed. The first time the doctor diagnosed me, that was the first malpractice.
Diagnosis is ignorant. If
diagnosed me with a lifelong incurable disease that needs medication, and now I'm stuck on the medication.
Imagine this. When you go to your doctors, do they not look in the book and tell you what they're going to try so it doesn't mix with other... Imagine this. They're supposed to know these things. Yet they have to look through a book. Yet
they're guinea pigging on everyone, though.
That's all they're doing.
All they are,
well,
they're the cult of psychiatry.
Really good doctors.
True.
After 6 months, after 6 months in psychiatry, I could play the role easily.
Isn't it supposed to be?
You sit, your patient sits down, you ask them questions, you make sure to talk over them and don't let them finish talking.
Correct.
Make sure to enhance the diagnosis and look at how many meds can we put this person on without them actually dying.
No, check this out. This is just honesty. When you tell a doctor, hey, this works for me, and they tell you no, what kind of doctor or psych is that?
Hey, I have an amazing place called Minnesota Alternatives. It's a harm reduction, drug and alcohol outpatient program. My friend Michael Slater, who holds the #1 spot for drugs.
Yes.
He's done over 425 different psychoactive drugs.
Holy crap.
All these research chemicals and stuff. And he got his Adderall prescription from the prescriber at Minnesota
One
Alternative.
day I'm gonna make a movie, right? And it's gonna say how
You're
much it
in
saved
my movie
life.
right now. Do you know
How
that?
it saved my life. Because if I thought about everything that was going on in my life, I'd kill
Uh-huh.
myself.
Yeah.
I do not, nor do I want anyone to kill themselves. For bullies
No.
who think that they're these big, strong people are the ones who mostly have been nothing their whole life. It's no different than saying an alcoholic is the worst. No, they're just surviving.
Yep.
You go to France, and if you're old enough to walk up to a counter, you can drink, right? Maybe the United States should slack back instead of taking away. To be 21 now, to smoke a cigarette, that is ridiculous. Yet they can walk into a strip mall.
In my new world order, the only place you can have an alcoholic beverage in the United States of America is anywhere within the Milwaukee city lines.
See?
And you can bring your kids. In fact, they start. Only kids have to only be 3 years old to drink a beer
At
with
the
mom
end
and
of the
dad.
day, look, the only reason why it's taking this long for them to approve marijuana is why? Because they couldn't put tax on it. They found a way, and they will. Before that, they made everything spice. You could use oregano if you want to get.
Hey
off.
man, did you ever get turned on to the Salvia divinorum?
That's spice. That's spaghetti. Yes.
That's
salvia.
not spice though. It's a different thing. The spice is
That was the
synthetic compounds.
Yes, that was the beginning of it.
The Salvia divinorum is a beautiful
thing,
dude.
right?
She has given me 3 of
I
my
remember
most
the big
powerful.
signs in the window, man. I
Oh,
was
dude,
like,
the one time I smoked it, all of a sudden, I'm sitting, I'm like this big. I'm like a half-inch big. I'm sitting on the ring finger of God the Father Almighty, being held out like this,
Oh my God.
about 800 feet in the air, my feet just dangling off the side of the ring finger, and he showed me this vista of mountains with streams, forests, and he was in the valley. It was just powerful, man.
To see a picture like that would drive me mad, man, because it's too beautiful. There's people that have never seen the streets, let alone.
Do you know that too much beauty can hurt?
Yes, I know.
I know
That's
you know.
the beautiful part about that.
How much in your life have you been on the streets?
Not really a lot. I've spent all my 20s in prison. So like before
Oh,
that, I was a
really?
group home kid.
How long were you in prison?
Almost 10 years.
What did you do? Did you?
They gave me a kidnapping charge for telling someone not to move against their will. Never had
Okay,
a juvenile record,
listen.
nothing.
I want to hear what the charges were.
Aggravated robbery, second-degree burglary, and kidnapping, man.
Wow. I want. Okay, tell
and
me.
I had pen, so possession of forged instrument, because like.
Let's
you
go
know,
back to the event.
the event.
I want you to walk me through exactly what you did and what happened.
So I was with my friend. He's a group home kid. He's a little guy, man. He's over 18, but he's small. He's always been small since I was 14. I met him. And what happens is this. So I run into him. He's 18, almost 19. I guess he's working at this pizza joint. And I talk to him, and he tells me, "Hey, man, I have a roommate who's a bully. Once again, I hate bullies. I can't stand them, man.
I know.
Like, fucking I can't stand them." And so he tells me, I'm trying to move, but he won't give me my stuff. I've already paid this month off. Me being me, I said, all right, well, let's drink a little, and then we'll go over there, and we're going to get your shit, man. Well, we go over there. His roommate's bigger than me, man, you know, so I'm like, I can understand. What
You
he
about
wants.
6 foot?
Yeah, but I wasn't before. So I barely turned 18, 19 years old. I felt like, hey, man, maybe I should just go ahead and make this be known. Well, we get inside, they open the door nicely, and when we go in there, he goes in the room to go grab his shit, and his roommate says, "You're not taking shit until you pay this month's rent." He says, "I paid this month's rent. This is why I catch my charge." I look at him and I tell him, "Hey, man, you're gonna sit the fuck down," and he's gonna grab his shit, and we're leaving. Well, there was an older lady who lives with them, right? And this older lady who lives with them gets scared. Long story short, the reason why we get charged is because he takes one thing that's not his, an Xbox. I got charged kidnapping because I told someone not to move against their will. An F2 non-dangerous. An F2 non-dangerous. If you catch any F2s, most of them are going to be dangerous.
How many years did you do, bro?
The first thing they did to me was they wrote me. They said, "You're going to do this much." First plea bargain was 17, 19 years. Wait. It's West Coast, it's real racist out there, and it's the grandparents' state.
No, I'm tripping about this, but I'm trying to keep silent.
Yo, it's
and hear
insane,
the story.
bro. So like, because of what happened,
Is he telling
I was
the fucking
worried.
story
I
that
was
I don't wanna
worried.
hear?
No.
good.
I was worried about them calling the cops on him because as we're walking, he's like, I wasn't supposed to take that. His friend had a gun inside the house. I'm thinking the Duke's had a weapon. I take everything. The only thing I take, they didn't even charge me for the purse for stealing. That's the funny part, because that's what she had affirmed, that they had only one phone in the wall, and he told me he took his Xbox. I don't know any better. I do what I do. I take the phone. Apparently, I took the purse after. The money I dumped out, which is also in the report. So I talk about everything. I take it, I jump, and I pull the cord out of the wall, and we leave. I drop him off. A month and a half later, I get a call from my brother saying the detective's looking for me. I robbed the house. I don't rob people, so I tell my brother, hey, the detective can kiss my arse. I can say Irish if I want to say.
My arse.
Me arse. Hey, we. They say, oi. No, just kidding. So look, what happens is I tell my brother, tell him to call me. So he calls me and he says, you robbed a house. Number one mistake, he's already accused me. How can you be a detective and investigate if you've already made your mind up? So I tell this detective, kiss my ass, man. I'm not going nowhere. If he wants me, he can catch me. He's made his mind up. About a couple of weeks later, they had been watching me, went to a couple of my child's mothers. My child's mother said, he's over here. Told them where I was at. Well, it's a rainy day. We come out of Walmart. I see them. They're the jump out boys. I tell this chick I'm with, hey, we should run. On a count of three, we jump in the car. The car's foggy. Rain's bloody falling down hella hard. I see laser beams. Get the fuck out of the car, they tell me. They pick me up right when I open the door and dump me on my face.
You know what? If you don't get out, they'll break the window and pull you out.
Oh, no. They dump me right on my fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
So I had an ounce of weed in the dashboard. They dumped it out. Stepped on it and said, you have bigger problems than this. They were going to charge me regardless.
Have
It
it.
was the only pipe that they could sell at the Mall of America.
This is the reason I got my charge. My little buddy, Turtle, what do you call him? Turtle is my friend. Was my friend.
Really?
Goes back and says I made him take the Xbox.
Yeah, there's a cap that you can screw on right here.
So he gets
And so
probation on
technically, you
8 years.
could sell it.
Wow.
Because it was like, this is
How many years, bro?
First, they gave me the first time they said 2.5 plus possession of a forced instrument, because when you do something as such, you get charged. A pen. I didn't think kidnapping could be that bad, but it's bad. So now I'm a kidnapper. 5 fingers, I've never kidnapped anything at all. Not even myself. Not even myself.
So what? How many years did you get then?
Altogether, they gave me 10.
Dude,
it's 100.
I'm so sorry on behalf of the state of Minnesota and the good Minnesotan families. That is not justice, man. That is ridiculous. And I don't know what else to say, but did you get a degree or anything like that while you were in?
I got almost. I finished my GED. I was only missing math.
That's what my son's
I
only
became
missing.
a teacher.
I haven't got my GED either.
I became a teacher. Inside, what I did was I never got in trouble. They gave me a fine for $3,000 I paid off instantly. Not because I was working. That's 20 cents an hour. Be funny. And they overwork everybody. There is no justice in the system, nor is there no rehabilitation for those felons and convicts that get out. They want us to be different and better, and yet they stack us in one place. Felons can only live here and here and here.
Hey,
What does that do to the criminal mind?
In prison, did you do drugs at all?
No, but there's more drugs in prison than there is on the street.
That's what I've heard.
You make more money on the streets, but in prison you're a millionaire.
You know what, man? This my son's ex-girlfriend's cousin calls us one night. Me and my son and his girl are at my apartment over on 24th and Blaisdell.
Okay.
He calls one night. He's on an iPhone. He's got his whole posse.
We call those burners.
He's got his whole
Burners in
posse.
prison.
He's got his whole posse behind him throwing up gang signs. He got busted with 65 pounds of meth going into the reservation.
Oh yeah, well what happens is this.
And he was
At
ruling.
the end of the day, you get burners. There's only one way to get drugs in there now, because you can't get through visitation. You get the white shirts and the nurses and the COs to bring it in, right?
Yeah.
But this is our system.
Yeah.
This is rehabilitation. This is us being different. It's annoyingly so. True, but annoyingly true.
When did you get out of prison?
I got out of prison just recently because I couldn't get a job back home, so I came out here to work. And I worked. I got 2 jobs. I worked almost a whole year, violated because I have an addiction. They got me for the addiction. Went back and did 6 months and was out here 3 hours later. A lot of things can happen. The worst part is if you're being put on a domestics. I'm 34 years old and finally got a domestics. You guys call it something else, and there was no bruises. For her to say something like that, and then I get out, and then she comes to get me, and they take me back to jail because they see me next to her because she calls them. For reasons I won't say, there might be children around.
Most of the men are in prison because of the fucking dankos, and it's
That's what
because
it's
the
called.
women can call them. That danko goes on your
The
license plate. I
judge
had
told
one,
me, and look, the
and not
judge
by my
tells
choice.
me, right? The judge told me, she said she can
What's
do
a
what she
dangle plate?
wants. Is that
That's
fair?
where the fucking the judge puts that on, and you can't get that shit removed. It's a restraining order, but it's like and they put it on your license plate. So when a cop runs your plates, if there's a man in that car, because it happened to me, they will fucking pull your ass over.
It's another way.
Boom. And if I would have chose to pick my man up and he was with me, he's going to prison.
Exactly. And if
I can call that man, he's going to prison.
It's called third person party. Someone can say you killed someone. Someone can say, oh, I saw it. And he can say, I saw it. Well, where's the body?
Like 11 years ago when my mom, my ex-wife, and my dad conspiracy against me. He's crazy. He's making us feel
you've had one incident
scared for our safety.
Exactly.
Because I had one incident with my wife where she got what she asked for. And that bitch, I told her 9 times. The 10th time was the red flag. All this rage erupted, and I did what I told her I'd do. She made the fucking choice. I'm a man of my word, and I'm not going to lie.
They can tell a man who's educated.
She still, to this day, does not have any memory. You know what? She was possessed, I think, by a demon.
Well, check this out, Dave. Look at the chick I was with, right? I'm standing in front of Starbucks. I have a $9,000 necklace on. Mind you, it's Haitian.
I lost my $1,000 crystal necklace.
It's a Haitian pearl, T-drop pearl, the 18 karat gold, right? She comes out of nowhere after 3 weeks of not saying a word to me, parks in front, rips my necklace off, and tries to attack the chick I'm with, and then leaves. I say nothing. I say nothing about it.
I love it.
But the moment the cops come and there's no bruises except old ones, well, we're not going to say how she got those ones. That's kind of freaky. But either way, and tell her, well, I have a little mark right here, and because there's a mark where she could have sneezed and it could have been spit for Lord knows she's really emo. I go to jail for domestics. And then she shows up and says, oh, I think he needs anger management, and now I got to do that.
Yep. In that regards, it's a woman's state, but it's not as much a woman's state as it was 10 years ago anymore in Minnesota.
Yeah, really?
It's very tough.
Because it's always been a woman's state.
It is a woman's state,
makes
but
me
like
sick sometimes because it's
some
so
of it's
beautiful.
kind of becoming more not a woman's state. But yeah, with that shit, it's a woman's state, man.
I could have beat their drug case, man. We pulled up to a gas station, which unfortunately a few days ago, before that, had gotten robbed. And because they were nervous, there was a black guy in their car. They called the cops and lied and said we were there for 20 minutes. But because I didn't want to do time, I signed for anything. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous how they treat us.
Oh, you guys.
As citizens.
So today I get a call, and the number looks like a government number. And I answer, I'm like, hello? This person's like, is this Nathan Stevens? Is this Nathan Stevens? I'm like, yes. He's like, this is Officer so-and-so from St. Paul Police. We found your ID at a robbery scene this morning, and we'd like you to come in and give a statement and come in for an interview. I said, dude, yeah, like in March, all my
Teresa
cards
got implicated in a crime because her
And
dildo, her fucking vibrator.
here's what he said.
Here's
what he said to me. He said, we've been tapping your phones. We know that you're doing a little crystal meth, huh?
Why is he checking this
And I
out?
was like,
Somebody called you this morning?
But it was my friend,
Look at
Joe,
your Wi-Fi.
Buffalo
Oh,
Joe.
God.
But he had me
Look
going,
at your
and then you know
Wi-Fi
what?
there.
Because he went from
FBI,
my problems.
FBI.
He went to asking me if I'd like to team up with them on some drug eradication. I said, yeah, heroin and fentanyl. Let's get rid of it.
Fetty.
And they said, not the meth. I said, no, meth is good for people.
It saved my life.
Saved my life.
My daughter died. I
Saint Crystal, I call her.
Mind you.
If it was harm controlled, I'm sure heroin could be beneficial to some
It
people.
does already. It's called Percocets.
Let's be fair.
It's called Percocets. It's
Oxys.
called Oxys. Anything that has to do
You
with
know
pain
why?
killers.
You know why there's an opioid pandemic,
I know,
epidemic.
the government.
It's
Listen.
because
Wait a minute.
opium is the most
The black guy said it.
opium is the most used pain reliever and food of the gods on the planet, going back so long.
They come in pill form. You know what it's called? It's till their will and what they
Hey,
can tax.
pharmaceutical prescription meth is called Disoxin. There's still about 25,000 prescriptions written a year for that.
Listen, man, they don't care about us.
Maybe not you, because you're
No
a little
shit.
younger, but me.
We care about
Yeah.
us.
They feign
We
freedom.
take care of us.
But
Whenever
freedom
we
and
said,
truth is to
ouch,
be
they were putting
like a
pill in
myth
our mouth.
told
Here,
around a
this will help
campfire.
take the pain away. This
Yeah,
will
but you know
help.
what?
I mean, what the
You
fuck
you
else
go
do
around
do?
enough
You
campfires,
kind of
you
learn
hear enough
this
elders
stuff.
It may move
talking
stuff.
about
It may
these
move
myths.
things.
You hear them tell stories of
Greek
things
mythology.
things that they've experienced that go beyond
And I could tell that.
the
That's why I was-
the boundary
that's why
of
when I said that, I'm
truth
like, no, I-
and reality, and they ask you to come into a higher state
Natural
of
medicine.
higher state of consciousness
Correct.
to if you're it's listen, Many are called, few are chosen.
I'm condemned.
The
but you don't
chosen
see me.
few are self-chosen.
I'm condemned, but you don't see me running to police. Why?
No.
Why the fuck of it?
Yeah.
Because we have rules and standards, do we know? They can lie, they can move, they can jump, and they can crawl, but at the end of the day, it's the man who's innocent that dies. They could die young, they say, well then why? They say, God took this baby. Yet he said, this is the world of Satan I have no part of. When do we understand that we are good and we are the bad? God gave us decisions. God gave us choices.
Learning to trust yourself is the biggest favor you could do for yourself.
Do you run into a car and say, I have faith, God lives? Or do you walk and live and say, God knows?
Yeah.
True question, man. That is why.
Did God dig the holes for all those whores holes?
No, it was man.
Man dug the holes for the hoes and the bitches.
For the same lie that they tell us all when they say that we are created equal.
Interesting fact when you have it for a long time.
Republicans used to be Democrat and Democrat used to be Republicans. Why would I vote, period? Does not make sense, man.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Does not make sense at all.
All right, this is Captain Starchild signing off of this portion of More Power by the Hour. Like, comment, subscribe, share, please. Goodbye.